Hey y'all. So I just wanted to mention once again that if you are wanting to start your own podcast, Anchor is definitely your best bet on where to begin. I literally switched from one hosting site where I was paying unnecessary fees and they couldn't even get my show on even half the platforms that I'm on now. For that alone is a reason to sign up with Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. They give you everything you need in one place for free. See, free. You know you like free. Which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. And you can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Listen to me. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Edibles.
On edibles.
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 Edibles. Eat my edibles in the studio.
Edibles.
Edibles. Somebody want an edible? On edibles.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Dre, and you just tuned into Edibles. And we have our special guest today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves first.
I'm Leroy Bean, just a poet from Dayton, Ohio. And
I'm Mariah, also creative from Dayton, Ohio.
Hey, I like that. And then we also have our cast members.
I'm Fee. What's up, y'all?
What's up? It's your boy Roger. What's good?
That's good. All right. Bashi will be late today, guys, so we're not even going to worry about everyone else is coming. The question of the week this week is, how do you rebuild trust with someone after it's broken?
Who wants to start?
honest,
Ooh.
it takes both people. I would say, because it's like if that person isn't ready to trust you, you could try all day to rebuild trust, but it's not gonna go anywhere unless they're ready to trust you. And then if that person is ready to trust you, you got to be willing to put in some serious effort in order to like actually make that happen. So it's a real complicated question.
It's definitely patience has to be involved too, because
Indeed.
a healing process doesn't have like a specific time. Like everybody's process is different, everybody's journey is different. It can take you a while, so
All right, y'all. Sorry, but Bashi just joined us.
Bashi girl.
What up, Bashi?
You know she got to do her little intro.
I gotta keep it short and simple.
I know, me stupid. Okay, so the question of the week, Bashi, is how do you rebuild trust with someone after it's been a while, after it's been broken and he was going on. So
I would say.
I said he was going on.
Okay,
Oh no, I finished my statement.
Oh,
I don't even remember.
Fee had actually asked the question.
Yes.
Okay.
What was your
Yeah.
question?
Oh, is it a such thing as can you move on too fast? Like can you forgive too fast? Is that a such thing?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think
I
it
don't
is.
I
think
feel
so.
like
Yeah.
I don't think so.
everybody has like their own speed of how things go. Just as long as you're not being too naive to being hurt again,
Exactly.
then that's how you know you've gone too fast.
Or as long as that, because I can tell when somebody's lying, or you can tell when somebody shift and do something, feel something different. So if you're doing that again, I already forgive you, and I'm like, all right, depending on what it is. Now, if it's something like simple petty, and I forgive you, okay, it's under the rug. I'm not gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it as long as there ain't no issue.
Right.
So, but if it's coming up to where it's like the same actions is doing it over, like it's done. You gotta do. Now it's gonna take even longer. Even if I want to take you back as a friend or however you deceive my trust.
I think we gotta really think about forgiveness here, though. Like,
Yes.
forgiveness doesn't always equal a relationship or like getting back together or working things out. But forgiveness is like just a relief of the pain from you in general. And I don't really think there's no thing as forgiving too fast, because you either forgive or you don't.
Right.
So it's like if you forgive fast, like honestly, that's better for you in reality,
great
because
thing.
you're lifting that weight from you. You know.
go is
And-
great. That's a
I
good
can't
way to
agree.
do that.
I can't agree.
Why not?
Only because you can say you forgive, but you harboring. Because you didn't give the time that was necessary. And maybe you like you said, some people don't need that time. Like you said, they want to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you would harbor because you sitting on it still. You might have said you forgive, but it still pisses you off.
Like that whole.
But that's what I'm saying though.
affect
Either you
us.
forgive or you don't. Like, so that person must not have really forgiven.
Okay.
You can say that, but it wasn't really forgiveness. If you truly forgive somebody, it doesn't matter how quick it is. Honestly, the quicker the better.
Yeah.
I got that. I like that though.
Okay, so then, dang, y'all just went into the next question. I was gonna
Oh,
say,
shit.
right? No, that's good. That's good. So, what's the process of forgiveness?
First for me, it gotta be okay. First step is verbally saying it, and then second step is your backup actions.
Okay.
I think oh, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Like, it totally slipped my mind. Oh my gosh.
I think you need to truly know what you're forgiving. Because sometimes you look at the problem just for how it hurts you, but not really the whole situation in general. And that'll give you a better understanding of what to forgive and to end up actually healing. You know what I mean? But it's different for everybody.
I can feel like we could relate it to like being children when like, you know, you're outside roughhousing or whatever, and then like you might hit your homie in the face. You ain't really mean to. You're like, yo, we was just shadow boxing. I ain't mean to like.
And shit got
switch
real.
your legs.
Shit got real.
End up
My
bleeding and
bad.
shit.
My bad.
Yeah.
Now, just the same way as he has to forgive you of, you know, putting hands to him, eventually that wound on his face will heal. But will he emotionally heal from it? That can be within a blink of a second. Like, yo, it's cool. You didn't mean to.
That's
It's
so
good.
funny.
Or you could hold on to it like, all right, but I got you later though.
No, I literally held on to it. My
Yeah.
friend blacked my eye with a Grey Goose bottle.
Oh,
On purpose?
Listen.
Or on accident?
It was an accident.
It
but
was
I
an
was like,
accident.
but it's a bad accident.
But my eye was black.
That's that pride.
Wow.
That's that,
Yeah.
that ego. Like, nah, nigga, you gotta catch these
I
hands.
forgave. But
It's
I
okay.
still be like, motherfucker,
No.
I never forget.
Not only
But-
is my
yeah,
not
I
only is
I
my eye
relate.
black, but I reek of alcohol
My
now.
grandma, when I say my grandma had the goon squad, what? What the hell? Michi, Nate! All my brothers.
I was like,
all
oh, shit.
of them.
Damn.
Trying to kill them. I'm like, it was an accident. We were playing. But I was black for like a week.
I remember now.
What was your process?
High problems.
For sure.
Like,
I think
we was
when you realize that nothing is more important than like your peace of mind, like that's the first step, is realizing and really meditating on that and really like thinking like, you know what, it's not worth it. Let me let it go. But it's easier said than done, for sure.
Say that.
When you think you done healed and then something triggers you and then you react to it so quick. So it's kind of like you just need to become like really aware of yourself and your actions and reactions toward that certain situation. So yeah.
It definitely goes with experience too. Like if
Yes.
this is like your first
Yes.
time getting hurt versus the fifth time you being hurt about something, like you learn how to forgive and you know within yourself that you really truly forgave that person versus saying like, okay, I think I forgave that person and then 2 months down the road
You still
you
mad.
triggered again.
oh my god.
Right.
And then you realize, no, I didn't completely let
Exactly.
this go.
Yeah, and you also gotta see it from their point of view too.
Mm-hmm.
Like put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
Like what do you do?
Yeah.
What would you do different? Or we need to just talk this out. If it's something that we can talk about, I feel like once I woman up and we can have an adult conversation about it, and we leave with resolved resolutions and everything, I feel like we'll be fine. But we also got, after we do that, we just got to work on building back our trust as in the friendship. Like I might not hang out with you as much as I did, but eventually maybe we'll get back to where we was, where it'll never be the same. But I forgive you. I'm not the type of person that throw it in your face after we done talked about it and got over it and shit. but I'm just like, as long as I feel like it's being resolved, then I can maybe trust you. But it's always that doubt in the back of my mind, like, oh, she did this, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You can't really forget it.
Yeah.
It's like you
tattoo.
know what they're capable
You're trying
of.
to get it removed, but you know
It's
it's
like a
still there.
tattoo. I like that.
It's permanent.
It's a good one.
Breathe over.
A little bit. Like, that
So-
day.
Do you think that it's possible to be back where you once were after
No.
that? No?
What does that mean exactly?
So, like, say it's a relationship thing. Say that, let's just throw it out there, cheated. Someone cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's possible to just get back to the place that you once were? Like, the trust and the I guess, the honesty, everything.
I've personally never experienced that.
Okay.
I think it's
I mean,
possible.
like, I mean, you can definitely, like, regain trust, you know, for somebody. But honestly, you know, speaking personally, like, I've never felt the same exact trust that I first felt.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. That is
But it's
something
like-
tricky.
huh?
I said that is something tricky. Like,
Yeah, it
I gotta
is.
be- it's like, because you start off when
might
you're
as well want to be by yourself.
That's the truth. But I'm
Right.
saying, like, we talking about if it does happen. Like,
I've heard
I feel like
cases.
it's a type of seasoning to the relationship. If it continues to go on, you not only do you like, okay, you forgave that person, but you also like, okay, now I kind of know you better because I've seen like all the good things about you.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding out about all the flaws that you have
Yeah.
as a person.
That's-
So it's within you to figure out, okay, do I accept that this is that person's flaw, and is that person going to try to grow from that and try to
Right.
you know fix that,
Yeah.
and then you know you can still be, you'll have a better, I would say, a stronger sense of trust.
Yes.
so then it poses a question also, like, are you willing to sit there and wait for that person to be who they are, who they once said that they were, and now you see that they weren't that person, so now you got to actually be there and build with them and make sure you're coaching them, like, okay, like, you said that you weren't going to do this again, so let's work on this. Like, are you willing
and
to
if
be
they
that
do it
person
again,
to be
after I take them back, I promise to God,
oh, shit.
you could be single and I would be happy as fuck. Go ahead. That'd be less gifts I gotta get. Less times I worry about texting your ass, like, where you at? I don't text where you at. If you ain't where you supposed to be at, or you having fun, go ahead, have fun. I'm not
So
gonna
then-
hold you back.
But wait,
if
that
you-
kind of goes back to insecurity. So that means you about to start texting them and blowing
No,
his phone up.
the fuck I do all that. That's not worth it.
Okay.
It's not.
I think it's also like, why did the cheating happen in the first place?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes it's not just because somebody just an ignorant person, like, and they just
Yeah,
out
it
here
might be
fucking
something
around.
I be at.
Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying? The relationship might not be as strong. Then, like, I feel like if it's like a issue in a relationship, it's possible cheating could help y'all grow more close together.
That's
You
how
know
I've
what I'm
heard
saying?
cases
That's that
where-
seasoning I was just
So-
talking
Yeah.
about. That's
Put that flavor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
One
That
time,
flavor.
okay, now if you a repeat offender,
Yeah. Then that's
Repeat
not
it.
right.
Yeah.
Too much seasoning. Too much seasoning is not.
Right.
Not
Then
cool.
it's just too salty. Now
It
it's
gets
bitter.
too. Right. Exactly.
Now
Bitter
you-
as fuck.
Now you just ruined the dish. Throw it away.
and it also depends on how long you've been with somebody. Because some people are weak and be like, okay, I forgive him every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And he out there. It's like putting 100% in something, and you only getting 1% back. What the fuck you gonna do with that 1%? You might as well be by yourself. If you ain't gonna elevate me and make me better.
For sure.
Shit. Why am I with you?
It's definitely not good to be in a
The
relationship
repeat.
that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Rub Pete.
Always.
One of our listeners, we basically already answered it in the second question.
Mm-hmm.
It was just basically what are the steps you take towards healing. We kind of already went over that.
You got
So,
sometimes you gotta have to do some me time. You gotta meditate on what you think about, what you really
Yeah.
want.
And then we kind of answering this next question right now. It says, what does forgiveness look like?
Yeah, we kind of are.
We kind of
Yeah.
already are. And then the last one is should you forgive someone who broke your trust? And we'll answer that later on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not a yes or no question.
I was gonna do like the DM questions at the end.
Oh, the DM.
But it's cool. I mean, like, cause they kind of fit in right now. But
Oh, the ones I have in the DMs.
Mhm.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I got questions too. Like,
Yo, they do that every week, and it's so bad every Wednesday.
oh
It's
shit,
questions like that. Matter of fact, I got another set of questions of those too.
shit, we got a lot.
So
Okay.
that's last Wednesday. This is this past Wednesday.
Oh
So
shit.
that's another set of
I
questions.
love it. I'm glad. So, my next question is, how can you overcome any insecurities that you have in a relationship?
I kind of have an unhealthy way of like getting over insecurities. I eventually just like try to just stop caring, and then eventually just don't care. But then you get into like a negative way about not caring about things anymore, because then you start acting like you never gave a fuck in the first place, and that will have people feeling some type of way. So, you know, I try not to go that route.
Yeah, but it's just like for example, say if you're dating and they don't show up, and then somebody else you might go on a date and they never cancel. It's just like it get a bitter taste. Like, okay, you show up. Like if you say you take a picture and make sure you there first, and then I'll come maybe. Like,
how's that answering the question?
I feel like
How do
if
you
plan-
overcome insecurities in a
Insecurities?
relationship?
I'm secure in myself. Period.
Okay.
But if I'm gonna have an insecurity about something, I'm gonna have a conversation about you to make it better, so I don't have to have any anxiety about you doing something. So I can just let you do something, and I'll be in peace and being on my own world, doing whatever I want to do. So as long as you do that, I like if I'm with somebody, I like them to be themselves too. Like, I don't want them to be like, oh, I can't do nothing like this because I'm with her, as long as they ain't cheating bounds. I want you to be your potential self. Like, if you want to do something and I can't make it, I want you to know that I'm there in spirit with you. Like, you go ahead and do this because this is what you really want to do and get out of your life. Like, I got a bucket list. It's a lot of stuff on my bucket list. It's miscellaneous stuff, like maybe owning a dog one day. Even though I can't take care of one right now. So I got fake dogs.
So what's your thing?
I think it's definitely a personal thing. It's like it's different for everybody, for real. Like, you can't expect somebody else to help you really get through your insecurities, because then if they do somehow succeed, then that one insecurity will still be dependent on that person who helps you get through it. But yeah, I just feel like you gotta dig deep inside yourself to find your own cure to your insecurities. No rhyme intended, but yeah,
So then, how do you? I mean, I guess y'all kind of answered the question. I was gonna say, how do you help your partner feel at ease? With their insecurities, like if they're the insecure one.
If they're the insecure.
Yeah.
So I don't know, cause I like you. We have to talk about it, and I'm trying to not to do what you insecure about. But if that's something in my personality that you insecure about, because me, I know a lot of people, and I stop and talk to everybody. And if you can't handle that, or that make you insecure, like, oh, she's doing something, I would never want to risk what we got. If I don't want you, I will move the fuck on.
That's true.
So if somebody's really insecure and it's something that I can't look past or accept them as them being insecure at, then I have to move on.
Yeah.
for sure.
So I mean, I feel like for me that answer.
Yeah,
It's
I
how
don't
I
like to
feel.
be feeling stuck. I don't want you to be feeling stuck.
No, you're right.
Because I would definitely unstick myself. And
Some people it's not that simple. Some people feel like they can be the captain, save a hoe, or
or
whatever.
some people are so deep into it. Say if y'all living together and y'all trying to break up and y'all got all the bills, y'all gotta split the bills. Guess what, nigga? You about to be my
That's
roommate.
different. That's different though. I mean, like if
Say
they
that.
emotionally though, I don't.
I mean, even emotionally, I know people who are in relationships and live with their ex. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
You get what for me.
Yeah, that's a little.
For me. So emotionally, it happened. It had to happen.
I think you just gotta be a support system for real. That's all you can be. Past that, like you can't expect me to do nothing for your insecurities for real. Cause like I said, if I help you, you're gonna be dependent on me, and that's still not good. Cause there's still gonna lie insecurities within you and within that. So it's like I'm just here to support you, make you feel better. You can talk to me, be an outlet. You know what I mean? But past that, try to give you advice, but you can't really do nothing.
Yeah, that's not a foundation.
And if they can't make it, like I can't. A relationship shouldn't be like you pulling somebody. Like if you can't live with that, and you had a right, like you said, to move on.
Like physically and mentally feel like they're working on it and they're getting better at it.
That's cool, but if it ain't to a point, or like if it's been going on for too long, to a point like where that other person feels like they can't stick around
enough.
for that. Like I can still love you, we can still be cool, and I can help you with the insecurities, but this relationship can't be a thing. Like you know what I'm saying, I have to move on there. Like I can still love you and care for you from a distance, but as far as like being here, like as your partner, may have to change. So.
Yeah, because that's how toxic relationships develop. Like the only person that can really help you out at the end of the day is you. Like between your ex, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, or a therapist who has 3 degrees in psychology. Eventually, you have to want to change for it to do anything.
And you have to see the answer.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I want to go back a little bit to like my scenario, like if someone has cheated or whatever like that. Do you think that the sexual chemistry could ever be the same?
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be a little better.
I was about to say,
I'm angry. Okay, let's.
But that's the initial. That would probably be the initial.
If I accept you after you've been cheating and I finally let you get in this present for you again. Best believe I'm gonna fuck it up.
It is a good right.
Best believe.
Yeah. Speaking as somebody who's has done some cheating and has been forgiven.
Everybody
it's a lot more passion behind the actual lovemaking because there's so many emotions associated with not only having sex with with somebody, but the emotional connection behind everything that y'all have been through, and then how you feel about that person now just triggers more adrenaline in it. So it's definitely gonna be more passionate.
Do you think, like, from her perspective, it was probably, still... Do you think that it was still... I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like, do you think that she felt the same way, basically?
There's times where she might not completely enjoy herself because she's still being insecure.
Could you sense that?
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
Okay.
I feel like there have definitely been times where like I feel like something is off, and like you can like between like a moan or like a slight push of the hip or whatever, like you can tell how somebody truly feels in that moment because that's where you're both the most vulnerable. So if they're not making themselves to be that vulnerable, is for a reason. So yeah, so you can definitely figure that out. But yeah.
Okay.
But it it could either be for better or for worse. It really is like a wild card.
Did it take her a while to get back to wanting to even do it to you?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think it would take
But
me-
the first time was like, it's fueled with like anger. And instead of wanting to like instead of wanting to like punch me in the face, she's like, motherfucker, don't you ever
Hell yeah.
put my pussy in jeopardy again.
Yeah, that's
like
I like that. Don't you ever put my pussy in jeopardy again.
so yeah, and
That's gonna be the quote of the night.
she made sure you know it.
hang it up on the wall.
She made sure you know you gonna miss this if you fuck up again.
I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. So, do you think that head is a must in every sexual encounter?
Not every sexual encounter. I mean, you might just want to do a wham, bam,
Right.
thank you, ma'am.
Exactly.
You know, we got 5 minutes before we
Right.
gotta go to work or something. So
Oh yeah.
Yep.
you know, you just
Sometimes
want
it
to
ain't time for that.
Exactly.
get one off real quick
For
and then boom.
That's for
That's
me.
right.
Enough time, 'cause you gotta do that right.
Yeah,
There ain't no rushing.
Like, we don't got time for head because head is like it's supposed to be like, you know, take your time with it, or at least you know you got to spend at least a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That whole
For
5
sure.
minutes that you spend giving head, you could both of y'all could have got a nut.
Right.
If you work it right, both of y'all could have got off.
But I will say, when you have the opportunity to, you should.
Always.
And sometimes just by itself. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's
Without reciprocity. Sometimes you just want to eat her out and then just turn around and be like, well,
It's
I
like-
just did my job.
It's like a massage for real. Like,
It's like a massage.
Exactly.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's a better way to
It
say
is a requirement.
You said it's,
It's
a
a
requirement.
requirement. What?
Okay.
It should be a requirement.
It's literally a bear. It's a firewall. What?
Hell yeah.
Fucked up.
Feel you.
But
So,
that's just me.
okay, well, I already know your answer on this question. Okay, I got a scenario. One of my coworkers said that her husband, they've been married for, I want to say, like 3 years. Her husband only gave her head once ever in their relationship.
Oh.
Wow.
Would you be able to be with somebody who does not give head, but they love to receive it?
I think we need to talk about why he doesn't get
Right.
it.
I don't know. I
Right.
Just that one time.
I
Is
don't.
it
I guess
bad
he
down
just doesn't.
here?
I would
I
have.
would-
Right. You
I'm
know,
married.
maybe
Right.
they need to have that
But if you gonna
discussion.
marry her, then it better come as is. You better whatever, as long as it don't stink.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Right, that's what
But
I'm
it's
saying.
always,
These questions
it's
I
always
gotta
keep
ask.
it
Exactly.
groomed though. But you know, some days might catch you on the wrong day.
Hey, she said that she has to like do something. Like I guess that one time he made her upset, and so now he's like, "I'll give you head if you do this. If you, yeah." Like he tried to bribe her with it.
I'll
It's
do
like,
it. I'll take it.
If
What?
you my husband, he was somebody that was never. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say that.
That's
that
not
would
never
never
doing it
that would-
though. If he bribing you with it.
But he's only done it once so far.
Oh no,
That's what I'm
it's
saying,
not. That's
like,
a wrap.
once ever.
I'm just like, what's going on with you?
So what do y'all think? Could y'all be with somebody who will gladly receive it but won't give it?
Nah.
I feel like
Because you ain't getting nothing.
There's
Nah.
something
That ain't
not right
fun.
there. I just don't feel right with that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like they deserve not to give head if they don't want to.
Yeah.
But
Right,
like
they have the
I'm
right.
not going
Exactly.
to be with you.
I see
Exactly.
she like it, and
Right.
she like to give head, and she didn't like to receive.
She must obviously don't care.
Yeah, I would have been like, bruh. I was like, you better get down here. I'm not
as
doing
a person
anything.
who will just randomly just dare you to do this and I'll give you head or just whatever, like head is like around the corner if I'm with you. All you gotta do is just turn it.
Either way, either direction, left or right.
Right.
Well,
It's around the
get
corner.
to going.
Right. You still gonna get some head.
It's on every block.
But just like I said in previous episodes, you gotta keep that same energy. And I need you to be at least, if you're not gonna match me 100, at least meet me like 65. If I could get at least, if you give me 65% of what I'm giving you, I'm smooth. I'm good.
They're gonna be
But you
racking
can't-
up the numbers after.
You can't, right, you can't just be like half-assing it, like, all right, this one time every 3 years, fuck out of here. Like, nah.
That is
Treating
some
it like
shit.
a gift and shit.
I
On
don't know how they
Valentine's
got
Day.
to that long.
I would not give him none.
Okay.
I'm that bad. I'm that petty. But
That's not
At
bad.
that
if
point,
I'm married, I'm about to be a freak colleague. Mo me. Bitch,
Oh my
what
gosh.
you want? Elijah. I be putting every trick out of the book.
Oh my god.
What you say? Okay. Closet. Okay. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. So I had a So I had someone DM me a question. We can pull these out.
Okay.
She wanted to know, would you wait? She said, we wanted to know, have you ever thought about swinging, or would you try it?
Yes.
You said yes.
Yeah,
Why you
man.
say yes?
I'm into that type of thing. Like,
So can we define swing?
I was about to say, well, hold
I
on,
feel
what
like-
exactly is swinging?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I know what it is.
I feel
Walking
like
with
think I
another
know-
couple.
Okay,
So-
that's
with
what I
another
thought.
couple?
it
Okay.
can be either a couple or individual. It's really up to that particular relationship to decide
Right.
what it is they want to
Always.
do. But you're strictly not monogamous.
Right.
Like you're having sex with somebody else besides your
Oh.
spouse, and they're into it. Like, yeah, and I'm into that. Like, I'm like, yeah, babe,
shit.
I think
get that shit. Right.
Oh
I used to picture Will and Jada just doing
I'm
them,
weak.
bringing fine ass bitches in like.
Yes.
Baby.
Yes.
And they always
I
cool.
like her. Now they be probably like posted on the couch on Instagram like, baby, I like her.
Mm-hmm.
This
You wanna
this
bring
Jada
it?
talking like, baby, I like her. Like, but
If they asked you, would you do it?
no,
No.
I'm scared.
You scared?
Yeah, switching is a lot of work. That's a lot of
You
people to put up
scared?
with.
You scared you gonna like it too much?
It's Will and Jada.
Exactly. You feel like you gonna like it too
I'm
much?
scared.
You gonna fall in love, aren't
What's the
you?
normal couple acts?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will and Jada, that's just my. Everything is gonna block me. I'm just gonna go freeze. We're gonna have to call the
They're gonna have too many
It's
high
gonna be
expectations.
IMT.
They gonna look at them toes like, girl, go back home. Go back home.
I think if I wasn't in the relationship I am in now, I
My
probably
toes
would
ain't
try
looking
it.
right now.
I think I would. Like if I was younger too.
Mhm.
I think that would play a lot in it because I used to play a lot. So I think that.
I'm definitely
So
down.
I agree.
so to say it's a threesome is basic, right? Cause swinging, like you said,
Yeah,
couples.
Yeah.
It could be like you could show up to like an orgy party. Is that what it is? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's
That'd be a lot
look,
for
it's
me.
anywhere
for the first time.
between 1 and 100. As many bodies as you can get in an area.
Oh my God! One time I was.
I would have been in the corner like, oh my gosh.
So it could just be, this couple, they met this girl or this guy that they added to the bedroom every now and then, or it could be like
But then
other
that's like a threesome
couples.
almost. Just.
Yeah.
I think it's like other couples or multiple.
Swinging is like a lifestyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a lifestyle.
it is.
Like they
You
definitely,
committed to doing
they
Didn't
it.
I do
definitely
an
seek
episode
out.
that
They
I'm
seek out other couples so that way
That's funny.
everybody's enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it can definitely be just like other single individuals who both of them have a sexual encounter. Like it could be like say you said Will and Jada, and both of them are having their fun with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like Will's having fun with her, and also Jada's having fun.
That's
with her.
crazy, man.
I couldn't make a lifestyle out of it. I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But-
do it.
Like I say, swinging is to lifestyle,
you-
right? Isn't that
yeah.
the next level of a
Yeah.
threesome?
I don't-
Like I did it, but
I do it all the
live
time.
it, like,
I think
all
I would
the time.
try it maybe once or twice or something if I
It's
liked
called
it.
keeping that
But
same energy.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Look at you.
You better say it.
You gotta keep that same energy.
Part-time job. No, I'm kidding. But
I think it is a job. That is a lot to keep up with.
what do y'all say? What do y'all
I really think that's as a lifestyle. I couldn't, but
Right.
every so often, I guess I couldn't
I mean,
necessarily
I would be
disagree.
honored.
Because
Like,
I mean,
you
I'm
think that?
I'm okay with like polygamy or
Poly.
Polyamorous. Yes, I can never say
I know
that
what
word.
you're saying. I feel
But
it.
swinging, that's like a whole different
Have
set.
y'all seen that show? She's Gotta Have It.
Yes. I love that
I love
show
her.
so much.
No, it was pissing me off.
She was pissing me
I'm
off
not
on a
gonna
few
lie.
of them.
But I be pissing myself off, so I know. I
Yes. I mean, I don't know if I could keep up though with that many. Cause didn't she call the nigga the wrong name one time?
Hey,
That would've been me.
A couple times.
You got an experience. You got a.
Hey.
Oh, he got a testimony.
Players fuck up too.
That's real.
That's why I'm calling you my name. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. Hey. Or if I don't say that name, I whisper it.
You whisper it?
I whisper that shit.
You
Hey.
mumble it.
They be like, what's up?
Lord.
Or I'm like,
Is that one moan that doesn't quite make a word?
Like, oh my god.
Like, wait a minute, no.
You know what I'm worried about?
I'm just saying,
You know what I'm worried about? I talk in my sleep.
she do.
So I would be like, what if I say somebody else's name?
I mean, the dream is a dream. You never,
But-
you can't explain that. Like,
That was like, what if you heard? What if you
I can understand how
I
other
believe her,
men
'cause I
would
done
be
had a whole
upset,
conversation
but
with
me
her.
personally, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, you didn't remember.
I don't call names
'Cause-
during sex though. I just say
'cause
baby
me-
or something like.
But
I'm
when you
thinking
get
in your
somebody
dream.
talking in their sleep, they're saying a name, having a sex dream. When you get that?
no.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I'm
gotta
talking
laugh.
in my
I'm
sleep
thinking
about
about
random
random
shit.
shit. Like,
Like I'm trying to save somebody. Like
Yeah.
dreams are not organized.
I remember
like,
that.
They're
Yeah,
not.
fighting
They're not.
somebody.
Right.
I don't know if I could find the benefit of a doubt in that moment.
I had a
Oh,
Bill
hey,
in my
no, no,
dream
no.
before. I don't know no nigga named Bill. Like.
I'm weak.
Keep doing that. But yeah, I had one other question. Let me find it. Oh, it's actually still in the DM. Hold on.
It goes down in the DM.
Hey,
It goes down in the DM.
I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to write her out.
Down in the DM.
Okay.
You got one?
Let's do that last question I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
It says, should you forgive someone who broke your trust in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should always
You
forgive
should always
any
forgive.
and everybody.
Right. You
If
should
not for
always
them, for
forgive.
yourself
Yes.
first.
That's not.
It's
for them,
liberating
this
as
is for
fuck.
yourself. It's
Yes.
all about.
Yeah, so I can
you know,
release that so it won't be on my
Right.
conscience and I can go about my day and I don't worry
Yes.
about
You
nothing.
feel lighter.
But yeah, I'm not carrying nothing. I'm not bag of love.
Hey,
Yes.
break into song.
Literally.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
you
think that
need
you
that for
should.
yourself because you don't need that type of stress in your life. If you're trying to, love yourself and be at the best peace that you can be, then you have to let that go.
Even if you aren't planning on getting back with the person, you definitely should because you will carry that on into the next relationship
Exactly.
that hurt. And then you probably won't even trust that person thinking like, oh, you might do this. This happened to me before.
Right. And the longer you hold on to it, the harder it is to let it go. So the sooner the better.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just be like a memory. And like, oh, okay, I remember that. Oh well.
Yeah.
So the question that I had, she said, how do you keep things interesting in the bedroom in a long-term relationship?
Being open-minded.
Yes.
And I mean
awesome
strictly
answer.
just that.
Yeah.
You have to be open-minded to whatever it is that your spouse might want to do.
Okay.
That's
When
real.
when you get to that level, like it's like, you know what?
What if you did
Like
it
that most
and then
vulnerable.
it just messed up the relationship?
But like
So
how
what thing
though?
would-
Like if you
Right,
ain't got no insecurities, if you love your
Yeah.
partner for
Oh,
like
yeah.
like the best in
True.
the world, like it ain't
Yeah.
nothing that y'all can't do together. Like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yo,
So like, what if you saying being open minded? Hell, I agree with that because like some people, what if say your partner wasn't like comfortable with their body or something like that?
Insecurities.
That's part of the insecurities, and we was kind of saying earlier, it's not really much you can do with that, but you can contribute. Like you say, you can be supportive, but can your open mindedness save that? Like top that in a way, like
Top their
put a lid
insecurity.
on that. Just help.
Or she
help.
feel like she can be
Yeah,
herself.
like can it?
Yeah, in a way.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on what the insecurity is facing. Like, if it's a thing where it's her body, or it's a thing where she feels like she's such a freak that she can't let it out because she doesn't know anyone else who can match her, I think that definitely will open the door. But it really just depends.
And sometimes some people gotta hear the idea more than once to be like, and be like, all right, okay, maybe I'm with it. I wasn't at first, but I wasn't saying no all the way. I was just like, I gotta learn more about it, and then I'm like, you know what?
It's definitely all about also making that other person feel comfortable enough to tell you whatever it is that they are into, and being ready to react appropriately. Like when you hear whatever it is that comes out that person's mouth, you gotta at least be like, all right.
That's not that bad.
Let's look it up. I wanna. Let's go on. Let's Google about it. Let's see what it's all about, and let's see if we can do that.
So I got another question though to kind of intertwine with this. Like, do you think that someone's insecurities can cause someone to cheat? And then also, do you think that someone's open mind, like if they're just too open minded for that person, do you think that that person will then cheat to find somebody else who was open minded? Okay.
Definitely been that person.
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah.
Because like if somebody else playing on them insecurities, you know what I mean, they gonna it's definitely, that's a form of weakness, you know. So easy to cheat. Well,
So then why not leave?
it shouldn't. It shouldn't. I mean, I ain't saying it should happen,
Right.
but
I
like,
don't think it
because
happen,
you should
but-
definitely have a conversation before you go to cheating. Like, yo, I'm not feeling in this type of area.
Just have a
You know what I
conversation.
mean?
I would respect that.
Either we gonna have it, can you pick it up for me, or am I gonna have to bounce?
Yo,
Like,
the most scandalous ages for young black men are between the ages of 18 and 24. I've done some shit and didn't realize, yo, maybe I should just break up with her. And
You still got old ass niggas out here doing the same thing.
yeah, that's
Doing the same thing, thinking they.
by the
'Cause I
grace
mean-
of God, I grew out of it.
That's low key the idea of masculinity and like what being a man is for having women doing certain things, like, you know what I mean, and it's shit to talk about, like, so that's why niggas, until you grow up and be like, you know what, this has nothing to do with being a
And
fucking
some
man.
people don't change it. Some people catch it, and some people trip and fall and
Exactly.
don't even see anything.
Facts.
That's crazy. You got any other DM questions?
No,
None.
not right now, except for the one we like to give 6 brown chicks on Twitter. We like to give them credit for these crazy questions that we've been looking at for them. Those
Thank you.
those are crazy. Do you want to read some of those?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right. Question 1. This is a Twitter account that basically, crowdsources, different crazy scenarios and questions about relationships and all types of fuckery.
Oh man.
And so they post all these anonymous questions on the Twitter account. And so this one was put out last week. Said, boyfriend left me because he says I gave him gonorrhea. But according to WebMD, I have chlamydia, so obviously he's lying on me and just wants to break up. How to confront him about this or what to do now?
What?
Does he know for sure that he has gonorrhea, or is he just throwing some random disease out there and he's like, I got it, and maybe she gave it to him? Like,
let's just assume
she has both.
let's just assume
she's
that
in denial, and it's okay.
that's what I was thinking.
let's just
How you
assume
gonna know you got something and then have sex with somebody?
Or she need to leave. She just need to let it go.
I was
Like,
about to say, they just need
That's
to separate.
she
It's just
need
time to go. Y'all
Right.
separate.
Don't even hit him up.
Okay.
Get
Like,
yourself together.
both-
Please.
I need both of y'all to just go to the clinic.
Yes.
And take care of yourself.
Take
the
care.
pill, take the
That's
pill,
what happened. They went to the
get
clinic
the
and
shot in the ass,
Take care.
whatever you have to do.
Damn.
It's a
There
lot
is
of
shot in
different
the
types.
ass.
Ooh, I got
There
too
is a shot in
much.
the ass.
Shit
This
hurt.
what happened.
It
All that
hurts.
weight.
Oh fuck.
She probably got it from him, and he just
But
Protect yourself. In other words.
yeah,
But
please
but she
protect
sounds
yourself.
stupid as fuck. But
I mean,
I got this.
right.
I wouldn't even
No,
say that.
give me every
Don't call her
steroid and
stupid.
every antibiotic that y'all got, and I'm just not gonna talk to this person anymore.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to just
She
separate.
needed,
But also, she was on
she might-
WebMD though. Like
She
that
might
ain't
be
even.
retarded.
Yeah,
But
but
her
you
whole
know, real
situation
Exactly,
out there.
like-
That's
Just
what's
going off of
I
what
wouldn't
you
even
think
tell
you
nobody
have,
that.
what symptoms. Like, no.
So
You need
many-
to, that's my advice is to first go to the clinic. Please go see your doctor. Get
Don't
properly
get, and don't have
diagnosed.
sex with nobody until you're cleared.
Exactly.
with the green
and
of
protect
light.
yourself. I mean,
Can
that
you
goes
ask?
back.
I was gonna ask her a question. Were you cheating?
Oh my God.
Yes,
Just
it sounds
ask
sound
that.
bitter.
No, I don't even know. I just need more information.
Somebody gave it to somebody at the end of the
I just
day.
need more information.
So,
But they broke up. They just need to stay broke.
Right.
She
Yeah.
said she
Fuck
know
up.
I know I have dicks and you got that.
All
So,
right. So
so
yeah,
damn.
remember that fuckery I mentioned before?
yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Oh,
So this says, let's rewind 4 years, yo. Broke up with my girl, met a new one. New girl got pregnant, went back to my old girl. Old girl got pregnant, found a new one, and guess who's pregnant now? Why are all these broads trying to tie me down with their kids?
Wow.
Not about that life. Help.
Help.
This
Nah,
can't be
you
real.
need
No.
that. What? I need
DNA.
First of all, why you busting in all these bitches?
This can't be real.
That's
Exactly.
definitely a
If
circle
you don't want a
like
kid, hello? Why are you going
That's
raw?
a circle.
Why are
Right.
you even fucking everyone in the city?
People are
Second.
creative right
And
now.
then the
Yo.
third one, why is it their kid and not your kid? I
Let me
don't
play
understand
devil's
where does he
advocate
get
on
that
this.
from.
What if he's actually not raw on these girls? He's actually putting a condom on,
And they just claiming they pregnant
and,
by him.
and he's just busting through these condoms, and by the time he comes, it's already too late.
That's still not.
You
It's still not her fault for getting
Well,
pregnant.
Pull out.
Can't have
And what if they
sex.
genuine relationships? You feel me? They could.
Right,
They could
these-
be.
These
Over
could be
the
all
years-
genuine relationships.
Over-
It ain't
Oh.
too specific, but
Right.
you know, it does seem like he on some other shit.
Right. It
He's
just
on-
sounds.
You
Yeah.
know,
It
stop
does-
fucking.
How old are
sir.
you, young sir?
Right.
Let
I-
us
I
know.
mean-
You must be.
Right.
17
Right.
something. Like
Right.
he's not. I can't even answer his question
I'm
until he's
hoping
21.
this is some like 14, 15
I'm hoping he's like
He
year old.
has to be.
And
He
not a
sounds like
grown
it.
ass man.
Well, when his brain
age,
gets
like
like right
Lucius
level.
off of Empire, I'm hoping that's what he looked like. He just
You might have money and everyone's
Look
like,
like a
oh, he
pimp,
got money.
yeah, he
You
just
have to blame this baby
cycling
on you.
through bitches.
Right.
And he's stupid and he gonna pay for this baby.
But he's stupid for nothing and everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
what was the next
Get
one?
your life
I'm sorry.
together.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
He needs to take a vacation. Get his brains, get some DNA tests. Take somebody out.
He take a vacation to raise his fucking kids.
Okay.
Take all of them.
Yes.
I
All
got a
right.
good ass question too.
So there's a little bit of savagery with this fuckery
Oh,
this time.
Okay.
The man I love will not keep my past mistakes in the past.
Ooh.
All
It
captions.
kind of goes with
All
what-
capital letters. I was drunk. We were arguing. I stabbed him in the shoulder.
Oh.
End of story.
That sounds like
Now I want
to
to reconcile with him,
Okay.
but he won't come back. He says because that time you stabbed me, this is mean and petty. What to do? Mean and petty. What?
Mean and petty. I don't think that you need to even try to talk to this man anymore.
Right.
Man.
You some dudes get stabbed
I
and think it's okay, but he got stabbed and he was like, adios, muchachos.
No,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
yeah,
I
you're not
I
gonna
think
just
that
stab
you
me.
need to
Like,
put down the knives and pick up the phone and call motherfucking
I
a
need a
therapist
check.
or something.
I need a check. You need to pay
No,
me for
seriously,
emotional
if you
distress.
have
You
to
done
get
stabbed my
violent
ass.
whenever you get upset and argue with someone, you can't have a healthy conversation with someone
Right.
without getting violent, then you need to get help for
Oh,
that.
you
And
go to
until you
Alcoholics
completely
Anonymous.
work on yourself,
I might have to stab his ass back.
oh, until you work on yourself, then you can't work
Stop
with
drinking.
someone else. Like,
Man, like,
Yeah.
that's all I
if I
can
was
say.
a man, I would have kicked her ass.
Now, if she's already
Get
gotten
off
the
me.
help that she needs, then I think that you just still need to move on
what
because
do
he
you
obviously.
do though? Like,
That is
Right.
feel like
I'm here
she
with you.
stabbed him pretty hard.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like really, what do
Regardless,
you get
stab
stabbed in the shoulder? Like it's like you bitch. Like really. I I can't even really stab you back because like it'll be bad.
Like, what did he say?
I'm gonna just go to the hospital.
It'll be bad.
You gonna pay for my Uber, bitch.
You gonna pay for my bill and my
Right, you
future
just-
I'm not
savage.
calling
Like,
man.
what did
My
you have
Uber.
to say to her to make her stab you? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Who
Like,
started
It don't
the
matter.
You
argument?
said some low blows.
It probably-
If he ain't swinging on her first.
No,
If
you're
she
right.
was
It doesn't
drunk,
matter.
it
But
probably
I'm
wouldn't
wondering,
shit.
like, what made her
Yeah.
like?
It could be something as honest as I slept with some so and so
Yeah.
or something.
But you should.
Why gotta be that bad?
As somebody
It
who
could have just been like I ate your
got
chicken at the
females
house.
hands in my face.
Some people get serious about their food. They don't stab over some food.
That bitch was hangry.
Shit, Sky.
Right.
They say that during the on Black Ink Crew when when Dutch was just trying to come back to Caesars, she was going off in the background. She said, "How the fuck you gonna clear my plate out? And I didn't eat none, bitch. I'm hungry. I ain't fucking hungry." She and the producer saying, "Where's my motherfucking food? I shut up when I get my food."
Hell no.
And everybody crying out like, "Damn, she about to kill him."
I got a quick question. This has nothing to do with anything, but I haven't asked this question. It says, what would you do if your girl asked, I was watching Martin, that's where this came from. What would you do if your girl asked to borrow money from your friend, your homie? Remember on that episode, Gina had to pay Cole back for borrowing some money or some shit, and he was upset. Martin was pissed.
Nigga was pissed.
What would you do in that situation? Like, would you be upset? Would you be upset with your homie for even letting her borrow it?
I'm trying to work my mind
Or
I mean,
vice versa?
If I didn't have it, depending on
It
the
is. It's a weird
situation.
situation, but like it just.
That's
if
weird.
they was
Like, why
all
you getting
friends,
money?
Like in Martin, they was really
Yeah,
all
all
friends.
friends. So that would have been
So
no
my
What
difference.
if she's not like
Borrow money you
friends
want
like
to.
how they were all
That's that
friends?
type
Like,
of
it's
fragile masculinity that we need to get rid of out of niggas. For real, for real. Like, it's not that big a deal.
Better be glad it wasn't your money, nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
For real, I'd rather you ask whatever friend you want to ask before me. And then you can ask me and I'll give it to you. But
If you don't
I've
have to
only
spend
known
it.
I've only known you for so long. If you've known this other friend for like before me, why would I ever get upset about that?
Yeah,
What
I'm
if she-
questioning
what if
why
it
you're
wasn't?
upset. Like,
Or is
What if
somebody
it was
that,
one of your friends?
or if
Yeah,
it
that's
was,
what I
or
mean,
if
like,
it
if
was
it's one of your
somebody
friends.
who makes more money than me.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Or maybe he told
like
him to
I'm
give
gonna
her
be a
the
man
money.
about it. Yeah, you might make more
But-
money than me,
Like,
so why not ask him?
If it's like a couple bands though, then we gotta have a
Yeah.
conversation. Like,
I just want to know.
Alright, so what you
what are you
need,
doing with
right.
these couple bands? Why did you need a couple bands? Did you go to jail
then
and
that
I
comes
didn't
into
know?
y'all's debt.
Like, what happened?
I gotta pay.
type shit.
But you know, if it's still like, oh, it's a car repair or some shit, I'm like, okay, you know, if your transmission is fucked up, I ain't gonna be like, oh, well, I'll take care of it. Nah,
Yeah.
I ain't got it like that.
I mean, that would, like, what if it was your friend and they asked your dude?
that's what I was trying to
That's
wrap
what
my head around.
I was asking
And I
you
don't
something
know about
else.
it.
Being
And I don't
a
know
girl.
about it. I better know about it.
And the
I mean, it
guy
come
is
up
borrowing
later
money
in
from another
conversation.
girl.
You know.
I was trying to wrap my brain.
'Cause I mean,
And
like,
it
how do
depend
you-
on- depending on the situation too.
How do you
Because
tell
it could've been
somebody?
like you was at home and you really needed some money. And
Right.
right. The door, I'm like, here, and gave you the money.
To answer your
Exactly.
question, how do you tell somebody? Okay, so I feel like
How do you
should
tell somebody
you
that
should
without
definitely
seeming
like
suspicious?
tell like your significant other like, hey, I borrowed a significant amount of money from person X.
What's a significant amount though? Like,
A couple
honestly,
bands. You said
okay,
a
like
couple
if they,
bands.
okay, if it's a couple bands, yeah, if it's like a couple
like,
dollars,
if
dog.
it's-
Like,
It
you
is
gotta
like
tell
20.
me about that.
Like if it's like 100 and under.
Right. If it's $500 and up, then I'm like, okay. So
That's
what did
a lot of
you need
money.
this for?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of money. Like, did you just need
Well,
rent or what's up?
Right.
But
I would
If
feel
it's
like
anything
we're
less
like,
than
why
that,
couldn't you
it
tell
shouldn't
me
even
like
be a
if you
problem.
were short on something? Like, why did you just keep that on the hush hush and ask my friend for that or whatever like that?
Well,
And-
in the
should
episode
be
though, he was
He was
busy,
bugging.
so you like,
I
but
think- well-
she couldn't get to him at the time. But I mean,
He did it fast.
if it's different if you like around, like if you actually got the opportunity to ask your significant other. I mean, why not? If you don't,
And
then
you
it's
should
like,
always look at
whatever.
things like with like an optimistic view. Like, what if she was like borrowing this money to like pay for a a night out where she was taking him out for like his birthday or whatever, and
he
she
didn't
didn't
want
have
it.
the money at the time, but she's not about to ask the man that she about to spend the money on
That's true.
for his money.
Yeah.
Right.
So you know,
So what did y'all
Still gotta
think
take
about
care
that
of each
answer
other.
for y'all? Like,
I
if
would
it
like
was your friend asking your dude for some money.
I would like to know about it before the transition went about, so I already know.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
like, all right,
and then
that's it.
You said how to tell that person.
Or-
I feel like if y'all sleep together like every night, I feel like those moments like before y'all going to sleep, y'all talk about each other's day or whatever, and then you should be like, hey, I
Such and such borrows some
text
money.
such and such for X amount of money.
Exactly.
Because I used that to pay for the stuff for your birthday or whatever, or whatever it was. So like you wanted to loan your mom some money, but you ain't have it, so you got it from somebody or whatever. So boom, bam, boom. Just like, hey, this is what I did, and just letting you know what I did today.
So just keeping
So
it
you're
open line.
saying-
Keeping it real.
You're saying the means justify the ends
mine
in a
is
way,
smooth.
and I'm thinking about what Martin felt, and I know it's more of a you're trying to punch on my masculinity, but
Yes.
I'm still like he must have felt like you didn't think that
Because
this man would look at me and think you are too broke to give your woman money. And now he's thinking, I ain't got it, and you ain't got it, and we maybe he's thinking that I'm less than him. Like he might have been having some insecurities or
Some money problems.
some money,
Yeah.
not even just
That's
money
definitely
problems,
some
but
masculine shit.
I'm definitely thinking that he felt like
Or she
someone.
just didn't feel like
He felt
repeatedly
disrespected.
asking him
I can
over and over
I can
too.
see what he would feel in that instance too.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see both points.
So if I am the woman who has a female friend, and I know that my boyfriend is acquaintances with my friends, and he's telling me that he borrowed some money from my friend Bathsheba,
Or what if
and it was
he
a couple
asking them?
bands. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I was
put it
saying
that
what,
way.
what if your friend was asking your dude for money?
Oh.
That's even more spicy.
So I was like, I better know about it before the transaction go past. So I ain't sideblinded. Like, what the fuck is going on?
If she asks me, like, hey, can you ask Jalen or my boyfriend? Can you ask him for some money so I can? I would think that was weird, and if it was the other way, I would think it was weird. And I would just
Yeah,
be
like something going on.
Why?
I would just be like,
Like,
what's wrong with
why you didn't ask
so
me first?
And I know that I really thought that I got rid of all my double standards. Like that's a double standard for real.
That is.
Definitely a double standard.
But it's still, I
I'm
would feel
feeling
the same
some type
exact
of
way.
way.
Like how you skip over.
I was about to
person.
say-
You don't even know. You wouldn't even know her if it wasn't for me. So why
Yeah.
are you even like exiting me
That
out?
also
of the
tells
But why
a lot
gotta
about
be-
somebody's personality to do that too.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
gotta be something going on though? Like I
I don't
mean, it's
think there's
it's
something
money.
going on,
Like
but I'm just wondering.
But
like,
I
why
feel like
you
that's
feel
a
so
little
trusting?
sneaky. Like you trying to get money out of me, you
It
trying to
might
get money
not
out
be
of everybody,
going
not
on.
saying nothing. If
Right.
everybody not saying nothing to each other,
Why you
nobody
so
know that
trusting
they
with my
borrow money
girlfriend
from
with
nobody.
money though?
It might
So she
not
might
be
say-
something going on. That's why I acknowledge the double standard. Like I fucking have a double standard, and I
Yeah.
thought I got rid of all of them.
Right.
But there, that one is sneaky.
I was about to say,
You
yeah.
know, motherfucking hanging, just.
I would. I mean, I would definitely ask like why, like why.
Right.
But if
Fee,
like,
just
shit.
remember,
Okay.
only you can want to change that.
Girl,
You're
you're
right. You're right.
You can prevent
Before, I thought you was gonna say it. I was about to say it with him. I was like, maybe
I have to work on that. I
Right.
never.
And
I
only
mean,
you can
maybe
prevent
because I
all
never
that.
thought of a scenario like that's
that would have looked
creative.
at it like,
I gotta give that.
especially if you did,
Gosh.
I would have
But-
looked that way if I knew about it beforehand. But like if we talked about it, like, oh yeah, you can just go ahead and ask Jalen, and we already had talked about the situation already. But that, like, as long as it happened like that, if it happened any kind of other
I think-
way, and I end up finding out before they telling me, because I'm gonna find out.
I think me and my friends would be close enough.
You just say
Inspector
so.
Gadget Bashi looking.
Need them to be like, get the money from him, and let's go. Like I don't know, but the other way around, I still can't clean that one out. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let go of something. I don't know. I don't know.
I have one more
So that was-
question.
Uh-oh.
got one more question.
Question.
Okay, it
Last
kind
but
of
not
feeds
least.
off with the friendship thingy. So, what if you found out that your friend and your boyfriend or girlfriend kissed? Now, my question is,
wait.
if
That's
you're-
a Mark
Couldn't
question.
wait. She was setting us up.
Well, I was supposed to ask this earlier on, but I wanted to save it.
58 minutes in, she thinks she's slick.
Hey. So, what if you found out that they kissed, didn't have sex or whatever, and she confessed to you or he confessed to you? Would you be more prone to forgive your friend first or your boo? Like, what do you?
I would
Talking
forgive my
about-
friend first.
We talking about forgiveness again, though. And that applies for everybody. But as far as like, I do need to sit down and
It
have a
depends on how long
conversation
you
with y'all
friends
With
niggas.
both of y'all.
Like we all three need to sit down and have a
Yeah,
conversation
it would
about
be
what this
nice.
really is.
It would be nice for it to happen like that in a perfect world.
In a perfect
Nah, nigga, we all we friends and we in a relationship. We all good. Like
What, you
you
gonna
know.
ambush them?
No, I'm not trying to ambush. But like, how? Like the best way to solve
an
it.
intervention.
The best way to solve an issue
Come
is
sit
like
down.
to have communication.
Hey,
So
I'm
like
gonna
you
read
gotta
that before
and confront that shit.
So, do you think that shit will really fly though? Like, you about
We
to
did
get
it
all
before.
the-
I mean, bruh, if they had the nerve to kiss each other,
Yeah.
and while we in a relationship, then you gonna sit down and have this conversation, nigga. What's
What
really
y'all
up?
doing? Was y'all hanging out and being drunk or what?
But is things gonna get violent? Everything's gonna
Why would it
escalate.
get
Is that what
violent?
That's what
If
I'm
we
saying,
just sitting down talking
I
about
don't
what
feel
happened.
like,
She would get.
Okay.
I feel like it's too fresh right there. It's like ripping it off of each other. Like what? I don't get it. I don't think it's.
I mean,
If
I'm
you
gonna make.
are- if you to the point where you want to cause harm, you need to check yourself, okay? Because like
Right.
just causing harm to another human being, period. Like that's something not right, you know.
Right.
you because
Yeah,
like you
that
have
is
to it goes all the way back to like nothing is more important than your peace of mind. Nothing.
You're right.
At all. So
would you feel like you would need to process it first before you even
That's what
got
I'm
into
saying. Like, I
that?
feel like you need that process time to blow that person's
True.
phone up or something.
That's not part of processing. That's the opposite.
Her finger was going at this speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we're gonna call toxic processing.
Yeah, that ain't
That is-
toxic.
that
Let
is
it
toxic
out.
process.
Let it
You
out.
got a hazardous label
Yeah,
on
let
it.
it out.
You
got a
gotta let
hazmat
your
label
true
on it.
feelings out. If that's really how you go process. If that's
I don't know.
everybody's
Initial
different, I feel
feelings.
like
Yeah.
everybody processes.
I mean, but
Well,
it's still healthy and unhealthy though.
It's
Like,
still healthy enough.
Okay, I just want to
However,
put it out there that I feel
you
like,
can't get on somebody
hey,
for how they feel.
for anybody who might be in this situation, please, the significant other, please, you should be the first person to tell your significant other
Yes.
you did this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if the
Yeah.
friend has to tell him
exactly.
or
That's
her,
That's
that basically sealed the deal in y'all relationship.
Yeah, that means
Like,
he was trying to keep
y'all-
quiet
So
until
you don't
it
care
popped
about my
out.
feelings?
Instead
Yeah.
of-
Don't let
being
my
next to
friend
you
be
all
the
the
first
time.
person to tell me about this. You need to tell me
Yeah.
like as soon as you see me, and you see me all the
Right.
time, supposedly.
So then, who do you feel like you would be more upset with? I mean, do you feel like you would be more upset
equally
with
both.
one
I'm
person?
sorry.
Equal.
Yeah.
I mean, equally both, but if it was just a kiss and it was like, you know, drug enhanced,
The kiss
then-
is even like really like fast. What if it's like someone like touched, like he thought he was slick and
Like
like
touched
it
your
was
booty?
a party.
Oh, he tried, yeah,
What
and
if
she
it's
trying to be
like,
slick on him.
Or what if it was her?
Or yeah, the opposite of the way around.
trying to like what if she
I was
was
about to
over there
say,
skirt and shit?
why
like,
is
yeah,
this kiss happening?
Right,
You know,
right.
So,
Yeah, so
Right.
what happened?
bring
Yeah,
those things up.
we
They're
have to
like
have it sit down.
subtle. They're
Because
like,
some people
subtle.
kiss as an
Things
introduction.
happen,
You
though.
know
Yeah,
what I
like,
mean?
What
I
if
need
it's
the
a
whole
thing where it
juice.
started
I need
out
the story.
kind of going back to what y'all was talking about, like with borrowing money, maybe she needed to get a gift or something, or he needed to get a gift for you, and maybe he's consulting with her. Like, I think that I want to know what you think I should get her. Da, 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 da. And she says, "Oh, this is a beautiful ring. If you want to get this, and da, 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 da." And then somehow they kiss. Like, I don't know. Like they have an
I was gonna say, that sounds like some
white. That's
some
some white
90s
shit.
sitcom on TBS.
Man, like, oh my god.
That sounds like some Boy Meets World.
And then blank to commercial.
Right, it goes
But I
to
get it. But I'm saying, like, if something
Actually, I was
happened,
just reading a book where that whole
This is a
scenario
special
went because it was the
episode.
best friend and the girl's dude, and he got excited and they kissed, and they was always kind of flirting with each other a little bit because the dude's girl always was flirting with somebody's friend's boyfriend all the time, and then at the end of the story she ended up fucking him. So that's why he up there accidentally flirting with each other, and then they end up having feelings with each other later on and getting together.
shit. Well, that was kind of like it started out on some shit. Like,
Yeah, this started out on some shit. And it
So,
was
I mean,
like,
that was already going to ripple into that. But, I don't know. Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Yo, I have a non sequitur question. Has nothing to do with this. So I was, on this online dating app, right? I'm not going to say what it is.
back.
But I started talking to this girl like Sunday. And we going back and forth. We actually having a real good conversation or whatever. Then we started calling each other. We talking and everything. Then Monday comes around. We set up a date for on Tuesday.
Okay.
Go out on this date. Go get Chipotle. We go see Black Panther.
Oh.
Like,
That's a nice little first day.
And like we had a good time. We had a good conversation and everything. We feeling each other and whatnot.
That's good.
And so at the end of the night, we flirt and everything. We give a hug and then we go about our merry little way.
Okay.
Then the next morning, while I'm at work, she's texting me like, I just wanted to let you know that
I used to be
I really do. What? I don't even know what she said.
That is always the thing, though.
I used to be a man.
No.
I'm not even here.
It's almost kind of worse than that. I'd rather it be her being a man.
What was it?
What was it?
No, she was like, so I really feel like a good positive energy from you, and I just feel turned on every time like we touched ours or whatever. like we just little flirting or whatever. But like she, when you see somebody that you really want to do something with, she felt that, but she also had to let me know that she was also celibate till marriage.
What? Oh, so you shoot something.
That's worse.
And I was like,
That's funny.
oh no, I don't think I can do this.
So she wanted you to take her virginity?
No, she she had already had like sexual encounters before, but basically she was getting back to Christ and basically saying that she was going to save herself for marriage.
So
But she's letting you know out the gate, like this is
And
what it is.
I'm not upset about it at all.
Because nowadays, I feel like women
Right.
have to do that with guys because.
It was a very mutual thing. It was like, okay, I mean, she was like, I respect the way you want your path of life, and I respected hers. And it was just like,
How was y'all flirting?
And I act
When
on
y'all
it.
was
She's
flirting,
like,
how was
"This
y'all
is really
flirting? Was
turning
it
me on right
sexual
now."
at all, or? Because I was gonna say she led you on. That's something.
No, it wasn't like nobody led anybody on. It was just like two people feeling each other on the first date, and then it was like, I gotta let you know.
You can't even chill with her.
Nah, she was just like, nah,
You gotta go on
can't
dates
do
all
it.
the time.
Like
She put that on her profile.
Right.
I bet niggas be in that DM like, hey, I take your virginity.
Yo, I gotta put it in my bio. Like, look, I need to get cheeks within 6 months of dating.
Damn.
Oh, set the tone right away.
6
Don't
months.
even click on my page.
She's easy, y'all.
6 months. Easy.
like your shit. Some bitches don't hold up 2 days.
I just wanted to just say some random amount of time. So yeah, I was like 6 months. Yeah, 6 months sounds about right.
That shit is crazy.
That's a long time.
Like I've
for-
ever met a
For real, for real.
That's
guy
all the
that's
person.
celibate.
That's at best.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most I'm waiting is 6 months. For real. You got about 6 minutes.
Damn 6 minutes.
Come on, girl.
I respect you and all, but
Come on, girl.
Like, do you like do you want to smash or not?
The clock is ticking, beloved.
Like we don't have to now. I just need to know. Do you want to smash or not?
Oh my god. We see what you answering.
He come in the house like,
No, but that was
stop.
come on, 6 minutes on all.
stupid.
I bought some popcorn.
He already
Stand you, Bashi. I can't stand
I'm
you.
sorry.
What the fuck we talking about?
Oh, he looks sad.
He been trying to get it from Coco, trust.
Oh, no.
Coco beating
I
his
gotta
ass
spray
too.
his ass every time he cuts.
What if they made some really cute puppies?
I am gonna get him bread. So maybe 1 litter. All right,
So cute.
that's beside the point.
Oh.
All right, y'all. This has been Ediblez. It's your girl Dree.
Fee, good night, y'all.
Ooh, Bashi girl.
Oh my gosh.
What up? This your boy Roger.
This is Leroy. It was a pleasure being on.
This is Mariah. Thanks, guys, for having me.
And this is Ediblez.
We're out.